Welcome to this News 9 special with me, Nabila. Well, of course, cows have been slaughtered, of course, for ages in the country here, but over the recent past, it has become a tad bit controversial. And, well, maybe for many reasons that activists have been objecting the way cows have been slaughtered. And one must know, going by the News 9 sting operation that we've conducted, that it seems like there should be some regulation in place soon enough. News 9, of course, unearthed some shocking revelations here. In fact, we've actually gone through all of the slaughterhouses across the city, found out how cows are really smuggled into the city, whether it's legal, illegal, how exactly their slaughter takes place. All of that is put together in this special segment for you. What we found is indeed unbelievable. A nexus between the operators of illegal slaughterhouses and the police. It's indeed shocking to see how these animals are actually brought in to the city, most of them illegally. My colleague Prajwal, of course, took onto the road with hidden cameras over the last 1 week just to show you how these cows are actually slaughtered. More importantly, how they're smuggled right in the middle of the night, their operations and how their nexus with the police. Somehow they managed to actually convince the police and bring in these cows, even if they are not aged or have come of age for them to be slaughtered. They're still brought in for to be killed. And the way they have been brought in, the kind of inhuman methods used to actually transport these animals really leaves us upset, shocked, and really disappointed with the fact that this is definitely not the way. I mean, ultimately, it is somebody's food on the plate, but is that the way to actually go about it? Is that a way to actually transport animals, treat them inhumanly, and then put it on somebody's plate? Is that really human? The process with which it's done actually makes us worry and makes us all the more think, even though the law is in place, why is it not followed? Why so many irregularities? How come the cops are actually complying with these people, with these smugglers who are actually bringing in these animals for slaughter, complying with them even if it's illegal? And then ultimately, who are the ones to be blamed? The activists who are actually fighting for the rights of these animals are the ones who are targeted, beat up, blamed, bothered, threatened, whatnot. Of course, my colleague Prajwal took his own life at risk and went onto the streets in the middle of the night with hidden cameras to bring out the truth on how cow slaughter actually takes place. Now, of course, another thing to note is that even though the law is in place, there are a good number of loopholes, which is what is making this entire, underground operation to take place. People are using the loopholes to actually run their, I can safely call this $1 million business today, run $1 million business of cow slaughter because of the loopholes in the law. Now, what does the law say, what not? We'll obviously dwell into that a little later. But before that, we'd like you to see this special, first of all, with my colleague Prajwal introducing as to how he exactly conducted this sting operation. What did you really find here today for our audience here, Prajwal?
Nabila, we did get a tip off saying that the cows and calves were being slaughtered because according to the rule, it is illegal to slaughter cows and calves, not buffaloes, but cows and calves. And later, when we went through the road, the way the meat was being transported, it was being transported in a very shoddy manner, and it was being transported in rusted vehicles. So ultimately, it is the consumer who consumes the food. We do not have any problem against it, but the way it is being transported also was one of the main problems, because most of the majority of the vehicle that we saw was rusted. They were carrying them in it, and they had no proper refrigeration, because if you go by the rules and the safety standards that the BBMP has put forward, or even the City Municipal Council, refrigerators are very important. It's a part and parcel of how they take the meat. And calves are being slaughtered. Calves as old as only 4 days, 5 days, 6 months. So they are being slaughtered. And the nexus in how this happens, they pass through each toll gate. They have an empty slip. The empty slip is stamped where they have a stamp, and each of the persons go in. So we had to risk a lot. There were many people. They tried to beat us up. They tried to hit the activists also, which was quite shocking. They tried to attack the women in particular, because they knew that only then they can go on and put up a fight. But all said and done, it was a great risk at the end. But end of the day, we did uncover as to what happened and what the ground reality was.
I think the one question that I'd like to ask you, something which is disclaimatory here, is this, I mean, if at all any particular community is being offended by this sting operation, I'd like you to clarify on this, that was there any, intention of that nature, of such nature? If not, what was your main target entirely here, Prajwal? I mean, not, of course, a disclaimer here that this is nothing communal whatsoever, against no community, but definitely the way with which the animals were brought in and smuggled in and whatnot, that really leaves us pained. Prajwal, I'd like you to clarify as well.
Being a journalist, it's our duty to get to the ground, to get to the core of the issue, and then expose. If there is anything guilty, we expose it, irrespective of the community, irrespective of the caste, the sex, the creed, the gender, whatever it might be, we try to expose it. We work with many communities. Maybe we are hailing from different communities, but we are colleagues at the end of the day. We are all hailing from different communities, but we are humans at the end of the day. We are Indians above all. So what we want to do was, I clearly wanted to be showing this in a particular manner where it shows as to who are the persons involved. It is not one person from one community who is involved in this.
Right, we actually saw
mafia.
That. There were
exactly.
In this entire mafia here, it was not people from, say, more often than not, you see the Muslim community part of it. It was not just the Muslim community, it held people of all backgrounds, your Hindus, your Muslims, a good bunch of people from different communities who were part of this mafia.
Definitely. That is how this goes on, because the person who manages it here in Bangalore is definitely, he does not tell what his community is. Nobody commits crime saying that this is my community. Nobody does that. So we will never target people from one particular community. And throughout this entire sting operation, we have made sure that we have been not biased towards any community, or we have not put any community in bad light. In fact, there is no version of putting any community in bad light as of such. So we have clearly told that they are unknown people. We do not know who they are. Because you just cannot tell that this person is a Hindu, a Muslim, or a Christian just by seeing them. So it depends on them. So even these people are, we never know their names as of now. We also do not know their names also. So how can I tell that? Even by the names also, you cannot get to know that they are either a Hindu, a Muslim, or a Christian.
Well, ultimately, the intention was to unearth the illegal cow slaughter mafia that's currently underway. Even as we speak, a good number of police are actually seizing animals who are being exported or imported here to Bengaluru city. So funny enough, illegal cows or cows that cannot, or cows and calves and whatnot which cannot be slaughtered are being brought to legal slaughterhouses. So that's the whole story behind this. So News9, of course, exposes how these illegal slaughterhouses operate under the nose of the government, with the nexus of the police there. Along with them, this entire beef mafia is actually, rampant, all spread across of Karnataka, and of course far and wide across the country as well. WhatsApp us on the numbers flashing on your television screens. Do tell us what you think of this special segment. But before that, you can also participate on our live Twitter poll right now. Please do join us and give us your opinions and share your views as well. So let's take a look at, of course, this special segment where it speaks about how cows and buffaloes, which indeed are a part of our society for centuries, have really helped mankind in a myriad ways, really, if you really look into it. Agricultural fields, for that matter, on our plates. Cows, or bovines as they generally call, are an integral part of the society. But moving to a greater and more extremely sensitive issue here is, as much as we deserve to live with dignity, or die with dignity for that matter, animals also deserve to die with dignity. But the way we see animals being transported to slaughterhouses here is really leaving us pained, though they are provided as food. Does that really mean that it can be harassed and abused right before it's killed? These hapless creatures now finally need a voice, and just because they can't really talk, it doesn't mean that there is no law that will actually implicate those who are faulting. This time around, News9 presents to you the barbaric, inhuman tales of how four-legged friends of ours really face horror from the moment they are born to the moment they are boarded into the vans, and till they actually reach those slaughterhouses, how they are brought in and how they are killed. Let's take a look at this special segment here.
Cow slaughter and smuggling rampant in city. Cows transported in an inhumane manner. Tails tied up and chili powder rubbed to silence them. Cops turn up 50 minutes after incident. We are speaking about the cow mafia, which thrives in the city, and cows are not being sent to legal slaughterhouses for slaughter, but are being hacked to death in an inhumane manner. The meat is transported in such a way that they are being carried in small container vehicles, and calves are being killed as their meat is in great demand. We at News 9 followed a vehicle from Reshala near Kunigal in Ramanagara district, and while they were passing through Nelamangala toll booth, we got to know that they were transporting meat of calves. Animal activist tall truck. Goons attack activists in News 9 crew. 60 calves slaughtered. 2 men escape, 1 arrested.
So right here we can see these 4 people out here, seems with the number KA05AE4550, and these people are the ones who have been included in the cow slaughter. Look at each of their faces over here inside right away. So these are the people responsible, and this is happening again and again. This is exactly what we are showing, and these are basically pilot vehicles which come across and make sure and go across and accompany them. These are the ones who are going across and trying as a pilot vehicle for the cows which are inside. These are the people who are responsible for going on and rescuing such vehicles. If I can just ask my cameraman to pan across the number. This is KA06D8229, and these people not only go about and do this, they do this on a regular day. This is a complete mafia out here, and also look at them, and we can go across and see that they have slaughtered the cows right here. We can see that there are cows over here, and if you see this, this is how the cows are being illegally transported in such vehicles in the night, and this is what happens in Bengaluru because the authorities are definitely not taking any sort of action. So this is what we at News 9 are attempting to uncover with these people who are going on and making such statements over here. क्या है आपका नाम? क्या कर रहा है आप लोग?
मैं ड्रॉप लेके आ रहा मैं।
ड्रॉप लेके कहाँ से आया आप?
मैं सोलर से आया।
सोलर से? कौन दिया है? कहाँ है आपका परमिशन?
वो मेरे को मालूम नहीं, वो क्या है
मालूम नहीं है। कैसा ये लोड शिफ्ट कर?
ये मैं शिफ्ट नहीं करता, ये मेरा नहीं है।
ड्राइवर कहाँ है?
ड्राइवर वो भाग गया, ये गाड़ी आके खड़ा।
कहाँ है ड्राइवर?
वो गाड़ी आके खड़ा भाग गया।
नहीं छोड़ दीजिए उसका, मैन हैंडल मत कीजिए, उसको। This is exactly the person who is responsible for doing such atrocious things right here, and they have come all the way from Solur. Oi! Careful. There is total chaos, there is total ruckus and drama, but then the cows are being slaughtered here. These are cows. There are cows and cows that are being slaughtered here and being illegally transported into the heart of Bengaluru. So this is what we want to show our viewers. It is not just 1, 2 or 3 trucks. There are several trucks which go across and they are being transported. So we are asking the government of Karnataka, are
the officials found sleeping over here. What are they trying to go about and prove? That is exactly what we are going on and asking, because the Chief Minister, the government, the Animal Husbandry Department, and whosoever is responsible for this, whoever the officials are, we are requesting them to go on and take some sort of action. Otherwise, things will definitely get out of hand, and these cows are being exported from illegal slaughterhouses to the heart of Bengaluru. With camera person Vali, this is Prajwal Prasad reporting for News 9, Bengaluru.
Well, that was part one of the story there, when you actually, Prajwal, my colleague, actually caught hold of one of the vehicles that was smuggling beef illegally, already butchered, because as much as I myself have spoken to a couple of people from the Beef Association, they say that usually, I mean, of course, the legal ones, they say that usually it's quite heavy, and you can't possibly carry the cows and the buffaloes, whatever the legal animals that has to be slaughtered, can't be carried together in one van. So ideally they slaughter it and then load it onto the truck and bring it, so they can bring a lot more quantity for that matter. This man tries to escape, Prajwal. He also ran away from your clutches. Like you actually tried to question him, and he just like whisked away literally, but he was caught and handed over to the police. But if he was really so innocent, why was he trying to run away? One, what did it look like? I mean, because they're coming through legal roads, passing tolls and whatnot. What did it look like? How is it possible that they, and why do you say that this is illegal?
Nabila, first of all, what happened was, I would definitely want to thank my cameraman that I did not get stabbed. That was one thing. I would want to thank my camera person Wali. I have the deepest regards.
Was he carrying weapons?
Yeah, the person who was inside the vehicle, the pilot vehicle who was accompanying them, at that point of time, when I was trying to reason it out with them, ask them who they are, because they were aggressive. They were super aggressive. We asked them who they are. They are like, we have come from where, you do not know who is me. So we're like, no, just tell who we are. At that point of time, my cameraman saw me rushing out, because we still, as this was a sting operation, we were not in any sort of formals. We were totally in our casuals.
Yeah, they didn't know you were undercover, yeah.
Yes, they did not know. But the time when they rammed their vehicle into ours, at that point of time, they got to know that we were following them. We were also along with them, and we were uncovering them, because we followed them.
So they rammed their vehicle onto yours?
Yeah, they rammed their vehicle into ours. So what happens is, for each container of theirs, they have a pattern. I think Joshan would know better. They have a pattern. If there are huge containers, there will be 2 to 3 pilot vehicles which accompany them. If there are small containers like this, there will be 1 vehicle which accompanies them. But thankfully,
and the vehicle accompanying them is just to secure
them.
Safety.
Yes,
just
safety.
In case they're attacked or caught.
So
anywhere.
what they do is, they ram into the vehicle. So we get up and start fighting with them over the vehicle charges. So at that point of time, it's a gateway for these vehicles to escape. And mind you, if it escapes RMC Yard police station, there is no police. I will directly go on the camera and say this: there will be no police who can even stop them from entering Shivaji Nagar. This is the condition which is how it is. Even the DCP will not reply. Even the ACP will not reply. Thankfully for us, that day the additional commissioner did receive. Only after that did ACP Ravi Prasad take action. For a good 50 minutes, 55 minutes, these women were right there on the road. There was nobody except for us, and then the people came. They started creating a drama. They wanted to hit the person who was transporting them. We will not hold the person who's transporting them responsible, because he is not the crux of the issue here. He is not the root of the problem. Our main whole event, the whole point was to find out who is responsible for this entire thing. But all said and done here, Nabila, this is a far bigger nexus over here, and the fact remains that he was definitely guilty. And we saw 2 of them jump, one towards the other side of the road, which is 20 feet. We are right there on the flyover. He's jumping 10 to 15 feet. He just ran away, and we could not catch him at all. And we did not want to catch him also, or we didn't want to do anything. We were trying to capture the visual. You looked at that person. He just had a narrow miss of death. He would have been hit by a Hoysala or the van.
Just in time, the lorry coming
just in time, we pulled him. We put our lives at risk. We put our life on line. And maybe there was some common public who were trying to manhandle him.
So tell me one thing, Prajwal. Was it all over a tip-off that you received information? And of course, we'll go over to our activists as well. But before that, was it all over a tip-off that you got that this was illegal beef that was smuggled into
we have done our
City?
research here. The first thing is we have done our research, because based on the tip-off, we just cannot go over there, because we'll also have to find out whether the source is credible.
What did you find in your research?
So in the research, it clearly came out that whatever cows were being brought here, the percentage of cows or the cattle that comes in, the live percentage versus the meat that comes in, and the meat that comes from the other state, I think Karnataka has, it is the 4th or the 5th largest state in terms of exporting live cattle from other states, live cattle, mind you, not slaughtered ones. So what happens is, we have places in Tamil Nadu as well as Andhra Pradesh bringing in their cattle through Ranebennur or Chikbalapur, and many other routes are there. So this was one of the things. The second one was in the tip-off, there were some, so whoever gives tip-off, let me tell you, there are only 12 to 15 competitors in the market. Out of this, the first 8 survive in the market. They always manage to survive in the market. But the last 4 or 5 of them, they will not be able to sustain every time. Maybe right now they are sustaining, but they will not be able to do it. So the tip-off also comes from one of their own competitors. So you get to understand, the tip-off comes from one of their own competitors over here. And we will also have to make sure that...
And you're positive, Prajwal, that this is all illegal.
Definitely 100% illegal. They are 100% illegal, because Nabila, we know it for a fact that on the records there is only one slaughterhouse in Tannery Road which is legal,
which
for
actually is
big
an
animals.
unfortunate state of affairs for the ones who are actually dealing with it. But on the contrary, that makes all of this illegal entirely. All right, let's quickly slip into a quick break. We have some more details, actually shocking details coming from Chikbalapur on the other side of the short break in a special segment there. Stay tuned.